Couple things. One, I'm putting moon water in this because why not? Number two, if you have to lie to your partner because you're afraid of what is going to happen because your kids accidentally break something around the house, it's time to rethink things. I remember, so one year, so you guys know I was married before and my husband passed away. The guy that I got with, that I have my 17-year-old by, was a monster. He was a monster. And I remember one year, the boys were running around, the two other boys playing. He was at work. And they knocked over the Christmas tree. And I was so worried about what would happen to them that I lied and said I did it. If you don't know what punishment is going to come because over an accident, it's time to rethink things. See, by then I was already mentally controlled and conditioned to moving around his mood swings and what he felt and thought about everything. That should not be like that. Your partner should not be unreasonable. Your kids should not be scared. Respect and fear are two separate things. It's one thing to be worried and think, oh my God, I did this, I got in trouble at school, my dad's going to kill me, my mom's going to kill me, my parents are going to freak out. It is another for a child to be frozen in fear because they are so afraid because they don't know how bad it's going to be. And by the time that you realize that it's like this, you're mentally in that cell and you feel like there is no way out, you're stuck. I found out later that the birth control was tampered with so that I would get pregnant because I started realizing things right in the beginning that things were not right. Manipulation, control, checking mileage on vehicles, money coming up missing, but me thinking that, being told that I was just under so much stress, not being allowed to talk to neighbors, if running into somebody that you knew from school would be a disaster all the way home. By the time I realized this was too much, I got pregnant because the birth control was tampered with. So there I was stuck. Two boys that just my husband had died, and now I'm pregnant again with somebody that would find me every time I would leave. Now I have this filter on because I just used this and it looks like my face has been burnt with redness all over. But it looks gray when you're in that situation. Everything seems exactly the same. Things that you feel are wrong, you're being told are right, and things that you think should be one way, you're told are wrong. You're causing other people to have a meltdown, other adults. You're apologizing for their behavior, and you take on all of the responsibility for their outbursts and meltdowns and temper tantrums. And you feel stuck, and you don't know what to do. You're not alone. You're not alone. I know it's scary to start over. No matter how many kids you have, it is terrifying to start over. I left and he found me. It took me a long time to get away. And luckily I got out with my life. Not everyone does. And if you need help, reach out. There are ways to find help. There are ways not to be stuck in this situation for you and your kids, to be stuck knowing that you never know who's going to walk through the door, what kind of attitude or mindset is going to walk through the door. It should not be like that. An accident should not turn into a blow up. Spilling something on the kitchen table or knocking over the Christmas tree, yes, that's a big deal, but it should not be the end of the world. It should not be panic. It should not be, how can I fix this so they don't get in trouble? Whatever that trouble looks like. There's a difference between getting on them and terrifying them. If your kids have a startle reflex that's abnormal, it's time to look at the situation. If you have a startle reflex that's above normal, it's time to look at the situation. I still don't like to be jump scared because of this. It's time to look at the whole situation. If your kids are always saying, I'm sorry, or having no emotion because they're too afraid to have an emotion, if they're acting like robots and statues and they feel like they can't run around and be kids, it's time to look at the whole situation. If the whole mood and tone and attitude and atmosphere is one way before they walk through the door, it's time to look at the situation. And I will say this, you don't need not near one person to believe you for you to know what it is. You don't need anybody to believe you, and your family and their family. You and your kids know what it is deep down. You know when they're having those moments where throwing food around the kitchen, breaking dishes because you didn't make what they wanted. Everybody walking on eggshells. It's time to look at the situation and think, because it won't get better. It won't. It gets worse. They get more hurtful. They get more physical. If you're covering up bruises, it's time to look at your situation with reality, not potential. We fall in love with potential. We fall in love with who we want them to be, who they were in the beginning that we thought.
Mama,
Need,
can I have a towel, please?
you need to.
I got a juice, but I accidentally fell over something.
That's all right. Just use that, baby. That's dirty anyway.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Why are you scratching the bed? Mama, catch me scratching the bed.
You need to make decisions based on reality, not
Run away.
what you want, not hope. You need to make decisions based on reality and not the person you hope that they turn back into. That's all. Reach out. Kids would rather be from a broken home than in one that is shattered.